I want you to meet Forky.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
He's a spork.
Yes, yeah, I know.
More than 2 decades after moviegoers were blown away by the first Toy Story, Toy Story 4 tugged at our heartstrings with a plot that brought an end to Buzz and Woody's iconic partnership. In typical Disney fashion, it was only a matter of time before we saw the next installment in the franchise, and early this year, we got the shocking confirmation. With the 5th film on the horizon, we can't help but wonder about the fate of Woody and Buzz since the last film ended with such a shocking outcome. If you're like the millions of Toy Story fans out there who want to know what fate has in store for Woody and Buzz, this is the video for you. Hit that like button and sit back as we go over the fate of Woody and Buzz in Toy Story 5 and beyond. Trust us, you don't want to miss this. A long road to Toy Story 5. Anyone who religiously followed the Toy Story franchise knows how long the road has been for Woody and the gang. It almost feels like yesterday Andy got the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger toy, yet we know it has been a long 28-year journey filled with joy, laughter, and sadness. We have experienced some sad moments in the movies, like when Andy grows up and decides to give away his toys to Bonnie, or when Bo Peep has to say goodbye to Woody after Molly discards her. But the saddest by far came in Toy Story 4 when Woody had to bid a final farewell to the Buzz and the other toys as he chooses to stay with Bo Peep and the lost toys. The moment symbolizes that change is inevitable, and Woody embraces the next stage in his journey with open arms. According to the director of Toy Story 4, Josh Cooley, Toy Story 4 almost had an ending that sees Bo saying farewell to Woody once more as she is reunited with a kid she shares a special bond with. In this alternate ending, Woody is welcomed back into Bonnie's home even though he doesn't have his voice box. This ending is almost as emotional as the one we got in theaters, and the fans would have been satisfied with it because Woody got to go home. That being said, Cooley's bold decision to separate Buzz and Woody represents what Toy Story is all about. It's safe to assume that some fans felt betrayed by Pixar when they stuck to their decision to let Woody and Buzz go their separate ways. On the one hand, you had 2 toys that made the franchise so much better as a team, and it didn't make sense for them to be separated. Buzz and Woody's connection mirrored Tim Allen's perfect connection with Tom Hanks, and we can't think of a universe where both actors don't voice the dynamic duo. That's why it felt strange when Chris Evans replaced Allen in the standalone Buzz Lightyear movie. But we've got confirmation that Allen would return with his legendary vocal talents to star as Buzz. As for Tom Hanks, nobody brings life to the character like the famous actor, and his portrayal of Woody in the 4th film is all the evidence we need. We all saw how Bonnie showed little interest in playing with Woody, and he struggled to come to terms with it. It was hard to watch Woody fight the feeling of helplessness while still trying to stop Forky from throwing himself away, but the sheriff powered through it all until he was reunited with his long-lost love interest. Being the perfect child's toy, Woody doesn't jump at the opportunity to run off into the sunset with the lost toys. It takes assurance from Buzz before Woody finally accepts that his journey with Bonnie has come to an end. If the end of Toy Story 4 left you sobbing at the theaters, know that you weren't the only one. This means that for the first time in the franchise, we expect to start the movie with Buzz and Woody in 2 different worlds. Buzz is with Bonnie and the other toys, while Woody rescues more toys with the ever-gracious Bo Peep. It's going to be a new adjustment for fans to see how Woody functions without Buzz, and some fans might find it hard to come to terms with it. And we understand that it's almost like letting go of an important piece of our childhood, but we just have to go along with it. What the future looks like for Woody and Buzz. Woody had always dreaded the idea of being a lost toy, and after 4 installments, he finally ended up as one, and he learned that it wasn't as bad as he had thought. We know Pixar is going to give us a few scenes of Woody doing good as a functioning member of the Lost Toys. If we are lucky, Toy Story the 5th of may provide us with a fresh story on Woody's new life, helping the lost find their owners. While this sounds nice, it means we will have to say goodbye to Buzz and the rest of Bonnie's toys. With the show's main stars separated, the next Toy Story film will take on a different shape, unlike the movies before it. In Andy's case, we saw the boy grow into an adult who didn't need the toys anymore, and there is a high chance that we will see that happen with Bonnie as well. If it comes to that, we may see Buzz and his gang go through the events of Toy Story 3 again, where they may end up forgotten or, best case, passed on to another child. This means we might be looking at another crazy adventure where the toys come close to destruction only to be saved by their collective effort. This plotline might sound stale, but the absence of Woody adds a new twist, and we would like to see how they'll pull it off. The producers could go a different route and reunite Woody with the rest of Bonnie's toys, and we believe this will happen since you can't have a Toy Story without Woody and Buzz meeting. After everything the toys endured with Andy and Bonnie, it felt like they should be rewarded with a happily ever after together in a child's home, but they never got that. Instead, the most important characters get separated at the end of the fourth movie, and the franchise seems to come to a touching ending. This puts the franchise in a strange spot, and some fans believe the new film will mark the beginning of a new trilogy. We know that there will always be an adventure as long as the toys are together. If Disney doubles down on a new trilogy, then we expect much of it to take place in Bonnie's room. Before Woody left, he made sure he handed over the sheriff's badge to Jessie, which signifies the passing of the torch to a new leader. The mid-credits scene where Bonnie makes a new plastic knife toy tells us there will always be life in Bonnie's room. The room will be filled with rescue missions and the occasional bouts of existential panic, but they will be alright. Even though the franchise doesn't include Woody and the original crew, it should be just as good as the first 4 films. Conclusion: when Disney's CEO first got the word out that there was going to be a Toy Story 5, it came as a shock to those who thought they had seen the last of Woody and Buzz, but it was still greatly received. The thought of seeing the tenacious toys face the next challenge on their way to bring joy to their owner-filled fans with so much delight that we almost forgot about how the last film ended. Some people think that choosing to make a 5th movie is the wrong decision after the events of the 4th film, and the argument is sound. But I would do anything to see Woody and Buzz running around as they overcome challenges together. Do you agree with us, or do you feel the way things ended in Toy Story 4 was the perfect ending for the franchise? Join the conversion and let us know what you think in the comments below.